What's going on, guys? This is gonna be a bit of a different video. It's a bit of a rant. So as some of you may have noticed, I haven't posted in a little bit. I haven't even been on Wiz really for the past month. I kind of just raged off of it after doing some PvP matches, which is understandable. So I've been mostly on Destiny 2, on PS4 for the most of that time. But so basically, double reagents, right? They finally bring back double reagents, only for 2 days. Weirdly enough, I don't know why it's only for 2 days, but it is. So I was just like, okay, I'm gonna go and farm for my death's critical ring, the Dragoon ring. And then I'm gonna go get a Pierce Jewel, farm for a Pierce Jewel, and, you know, unlock the sockets on the ring with a socket wrench, and just have that ring for a new death setup for PvP that I want to test out. So I got the ring, thankfully, after a while of farming, and then I went to try to farm for the jewel, and as you can see, I'm crafting jewels right now. I have enough reagents to craft 100 jewels right here. And fun fact, before I did this on my ice, I crafted 60 jewels using the same recipe on my death. I'll probably put a screenshot of a little question I asked one of the devs on Twitter, because I just wanted to make sure that the jewel, like the Pierce Jewel, which I'm going for, the 6% Pierce Jewel for death, still dropped from that recipe, which it does. But basically, right, I farmed for, I think, like 5 hours for one death Pierce Jewel, didn't get it. Which was odd for me because the mobs I usually farm, which I think they're called the Bumbai Rebel, man, I think they're just, I forget the actual name of the mob. I'll put a picture on the screen, even though right now my game's lagging out, as you can see. It really lagged out then. But I'll put a picture up on the screen of the mobs that I farmed for Pierce Jewels, and they used to drop Pierce Jewels all the time. This time, no, not so much. I didn't get any jewels from farming, so I'm like, okay, I'll try crafting it, right? Now, I'm using the death jewel recipe 95 to 115, so this should be dropping the 6% death Pierce Jewels. Right here, as you can see, I'm in the process of crafting more jewels. I've already crafted nearly 60 on my ice on screen. No death Pierce Jewel whatsoever. And as you'll see as this video keeps on going in the background, I'm never going to get that Pierce Jewel from the recipes. Never going to get it. I didn't get it from farming mobs for the jewel. Not going to get it from the recipes. And with the last jewel crafted in this video, that I mean 160 death jewels I crafted with that recipe on that same day without a Pierce Jewel. Now, I don't think that's just getting unlucky. Because if I was just getting unlucky, there's no way that would happen, right? I would probably get maybe 1 or 2 Pierce Jewels if I was just getting unlucky with it. But I don't think that's the case. I think the case with these jewels, at least for the recipe, is that the drop rate of them are lowered to such an extreme that it'll make people... It like forces people to basically buy the jewel packs in the crown shop. Like, you don't have a choice. So it purposely wastes your time in gathering all the reagents, farming all that time. It purposely makes it so that you have to spend so much time just doing all the stuff the free way, the quote-unquote free way, because you still need membership, right? And once you lose like all hope of getting it that way, the ideal way for you, you have to turn to money ways. You know, you have to get crowns. You have to turn to those methods, which I did. I had crowns left over from tournaments I won, contests I won from fan sites. Which, shout out to those people, because they're the real ones. You know, they're helping out community members that don't necessarily have the money to buy crowns, or want to buy crowns, or can't afford to buy crowns, and they're throwing out contests giveaways and all of that. So they're really, be grateful for them. So I had some of those crowns left over, and I had to turn to some jewel packs to get it. So that's 1,200. That's basically 1,200 crowns right there, which, you know, you can just buy those packs right away, and you don't have to like farm for the jewels that way. But it, like, sure, you can get the jewels like that, but stuff like that, it shouldn't be like that, right? Stuff like that, it's not okay. Like King Zell, like, this isn't, I don't even think this is on the devs, because whoever like comes up with these ideas is purely for like money purposes. Like, this is such a bad tactic. It's so shady. Like, if I'm gonna craft 160 jewels, like in this video is 100 jewels that I crafted. If I'm gonna craft that many jewels, I should at least get everything possible in that recipe. So I should at least have gotten, you know, one pierce jewel. But I didn't. And you can't say I'm just unlucky, because I know a lot of people that don't have that luck with the crafting recipes, and they don't even bother trying to craft it. Some people don't even bother trying to farm for pierce jewels. They just say, no, just buy the packs because you're not going to get it from farming. They just rather buy it from packs because they know it's going to be a disappointment farming. They're going to lose all their hope in trying to farm for it. And then they're going to have to use up the money anyways to buy packs. And that's kind of how at least jewels and a lot of other like farming methods have gone, especially with spells. And it's kind of sickening. It's like the people that come up with those like methods, they really should be ashamed of themselves. Like Wizard101, they have good devs. Like, don't get me wrong, they have good devs, and you shouldn't go out of your way to attack them for it or anything. Because I don't think this is on the devs at all. I think this is more on like the corporate people, whoever they are, pulling the strings in the background, trying to get like the most money out of everybody. But if you keep on beating up your players with all this luck nonsense, right? You're offering these recipes and these methods of gaining these items in game, like farming mobs and all that, farming enemies, farming the same battle over and over and over, and the drop rate is just so low. And then you have the alternative to just buy it from the crown shop with actual money. Because yes, crowns is, you know, it's a fake currency, but you have to spend money to get that currency in the game. The free ways of earning crowns will net you up to like 100 per day if you spend enough time doing it. And you have to spend time doing it. And look at this, like all I'm getting, shiny critical onyx, lustrous damage onyx, just nothing really good. Keep in mind, none of these are like the best of the best for max level either. The only thing in here, the only thing in this recipe that would be the best for max would be the Pierce Jewel, the 6% Pierce Jewel, which is level 95. Look at that, nothing. Nothing good. Just absolutely nothing. And it's just sickening. Like, I come back from the game, well, I didn't come back from the game. I come back to the game because I took a month off, right? And I'm like, okay, double reagents. I'm gonna farm. I'm gonna get this new death PvP set up. And, you know, I get hit with this like luck bullshit. This isn't like I wouldn't even call it luck. It's like it's a systematic thing. Like, it's just not okay. Because look at that. I just spent 1,200 crowns and I get the jewel in 2 packs. When after I spend 5+ hours farming for a jewel from a mob, from enemies, getting no drops, and then crafting 160 of those jewels from that recipe. And you know how much that costs, like gold wise? Well over $1 million. Well over a million. So probably like 1.5 million if I was really like accurate or trying to be accurate about it. But all I know is that on my death, when I went through 60 of them, right? When I bought enough reagents to craft 60 jewels on my death, I went through 500,000 gold. My ice just now went through I think it was like 900,000, or a bit over. Which is, it's just absolutely insane. And when that happens, when I see shit like that happen in this game, like, I'm just thinking, what's the point of even playing it? You're wasting so much time when obviously the whoever's like making these calls on how the drop tables work just wants you to spend money on the game. And it just makes no fucking sense. It makes absolutely no sense. It's such a sick way to do things, and it's not like gonna want people to keep playing the game. And the fact that what surprised me even more, it's gotten to a point where people are just like, they excuse it, right? They excuse what's happening with these drops, and they just say, oh, it's just Wiz. That's just how Wiz is. Yeah, I mean, they're right. That is how Wiz is. But that's not, it's not a good way to do things. It's not something that'll keep players wanting to play. If anything, it'll drive people away from the game. Like, right now, I don't even want to be on the game, thinking that I still have to farm for a Defy Jewel. But anyways, that's going to be it for the rant. Let me know what you guys think. And if I make another video, you'll see. Anyways, peace.